In today's video, I'm going to show you 5 jazz ride cymbal patterns in 3/4 that you can start practicing right away. I'll then show you how to improvise using these ideas so you can apply them and play along to your favorite jazz waltz tunes. A PDF containing all the exercises in this video is linked in the description. Let's dive in. So you may already be familiar playing jazz in 4/4, and when it comes to 3/4, all we're doing is simply playing one less beat in each bar. It may seem a little tricky at first, but give it some time, and with repetition and practice, it will become much more comfortable. So for all the exercises in this video, we're using swing eighth notes, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, and we're playing the hi-hat on beat 2 for each of these ride cymbal patterns. So the first one we're going to do is very simple. We're just going to play quarter notes, and we want to get really used to playing 3 in each bar. So a good way to get into this is to just count 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and we're going to play the ride cymbal, and we're going to also count out loud. Now let's add the hi-hat in on beats 2. So we're going to say 1, 2, 3, playing ride cymbal quarter notes, and then we're going to play the hi-hat on beat 2. I'm also using heels up for the hi-hat to get a really nice crisp sound. Okay, so now we're going to add the skip note on the 2 and. So when we're playing in 4/4, the skip note is always on the 2 and the 4 and. So we get 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 1. That's the basic jazz ride cymbal pattern. So now that we've removed beat 4, we won't have the 4 and 4 and anymore. So this is a really common pattern. We get 1, 2, and 3, and then we're going to restart. 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3, 1. And of course, we'll have the hi-hat on beat 2. Sounds like this. So between this ride cymbal pattern and the quarter notes alone, you could play along to any jazz waltz in 3/4. So now we're going to have a look at some variations. So this will help to break up your rhythms and to create interesting ride cymbal patterns. So number 3 is going to be playing the skip note on the 3 and right at the end of the bar. So we get 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1. It'll sound like this. Next, we're going to play the skip on the 1 and, so right near the start of the bar. This will give your ride cymbal a different feeling and another option for a variation. So we'll get 1 and 2, 3, 1 and 2, 3, 1. And the last pattern we're going to do, number 5, is going to be to play dotted quarters on the ride cymbal. So this is now different from our quarter note based rides. We're always playing on beats 1, 2, and 3. Now the dotted ride cymbal will go 1, 2, and 3, 1, 2, and 3. So this is a great one to break up the ride cymbal from that quarter note feeling by playing dotteds on the ride. It'll sound like this. So we can also add our hi-hat in on 2, which will kind of give that grounding to the 3 feeling. So practice these exercises slowly. Once they're comfortable and you've got the coordination down, add in the click and build up the speed from there. Now, once you can do that, it's time to improvise with them. So this is a really important part of practice. So we want to make sure that we're actually applying these to our playing. So what we can do is we can mix and match ideas to come up with different ride cymbal patterns, and then we can work in those variations. So you can start by just alternating 2 examples. So you could play the quarter note, and then you could play the skip note on the 2 and. And you could use different combinations there. So you could use the 1 and then the 3 and. So that one's cool because you get that little 4 note in a row when you get the 3 and 1 and. So you can see how these start to tie together. Once you can do that, then just have a go putting on the metronome or your favorite jazz song and play along using these patterns and just interchanging and mixing and matching ideas. So have a go improvising using these 5 jazz ride cymbal patterns in 3/4, and then have a go playing them along to your favorite jazz waltz tunes. And if you want to make faster progress with some of the biggest lessons I've learned over 20 years of drumming, then check out this video here on that.